Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back to do another video. In lieu of not having a podcast this week with Dave Bryant on vacation, I wanted to kind of substitute it the best we could with a couple extra video clips, so hopefully we'll have one later in the week. This one will be maybe a slightly different format, just in the sense of I'm going to try to edit this video, record it offline. Usually I stream these things and then upload them directly to YouTube that way. This way I'm going to try to go through and try my hand at some very basic editing with some open source software that I downloaded. So if you see kind of some more jump cuts and, maybe a little less cluttered and kind of gritty feeling, that means because I've edited it, and hopefully it turns out better. So we'll see how that goes. But today what I wanted to talk about was number 98 right here, Vince Williams. And if you saw the article Monday on Steelers Depot, I did my one step to take, looking at some of the negatives in his game and how he can improve. And I think generally he's close to a maxed out player, and I mean that not in a negative way, just in an objective way. That we've almost seen the ceiling, but there are still things, of course, to improve upon. But in going through all his tape, watched every single snap of his last year, I think you get appreciation for how steady he is and how good he can be, and some of the plays that he makes that don't necessarily pop on the stat sheet. So I wanted to go through today, since I already watched all the tape and have these plays written down. And again, in lieu of the podcast, we can talk about some of the positive plays that he makes, mostly in the run game, but also in coverage too. So the first one here is week one. And I think just in general, what you see from Vince Williams is a patient player, and his shoulders are always square to the ball carrier. And if you want to play really good run defense, you got to be physical, you got to be smart, and you got to play with good technique. And I think you see that from Vince Williams on a down-to-down basis. So Browns here running this little toss and this little pitch here, kind of this triple option-ish with a shovel. And Vince Williams here securing his gap, and you see the flow going, opposite way. But instead of, getting out of his gap assignment and flowing with the rest of his teammates and flowing with the way the direction the play seems to be going, he's going to secure his gap, and he's not going to lose his gap. He's going to be patient. He's going to play inside out and not allow that cutback to happen. And so Williams there, good arm extension, taking control of the block, is able to make the tackle. So, pre-snap here, he's got, I think, the B gap right here with the tackle. And it's easy to jump out of that gap because you're seeing the fast flow this way, and there's all this window dress in the pull and guard, and you got Tyrod Taylor, a threat to move in space, but you're going to do your job, and that's what Keith Butler always talks about, guys that do their job. And so you're going to secure this, you're going to secure that B gap, and not allow the cutback lane, and again, shoulders square to make the tackle. So again, shoulders square, eyes on the ball, length, control the block, then disengage right there, make a good tackle, same shoulder, same knee, finish the play. I run it through one more time, full speed, just disciplined play. Again, it's not going to show up on a stat sheet, you're going to forget about this play, but it's a really good one. And I'll go through it one more time, we'll jump to the next play. Alright, for the next one, we're going to jump to week 4 against Baltimore. And again, just seeing the flow and the vision against the run game. We're going to help, maximize and overcome maybe some of the athletic limitations. I don't think Williams is a terrible athlete. I think he's generally better than people anticipate or give him credit for. But certainly he's not going to be Devin Bush that runs 4-4-3. So we're going to run this scheme here, this little pin and pull from Baltimore, Alex Collins. And Williams is going to sift through the trash, work his way down the line. Look how many guys he's passing up here in the process. Isn't the sole tackler here. Tuitt makes a nice play too. But again, just that quick reaction. Feet aren't stuck. And watch all the guys he's going to pass up. 1, 2. Basically passes a third. Tuitt gets in there too a little bit. And we can look at it from the aerial view too, because it gives us a nice perspective. Just reading the play, jumping over the attempted cut block, running through the fullback, and taking a really good angle to the ball. So again, you don't have to be 4-4 to make this play, but you got to be able to find the ball, sift through the trash, take a good angle, be physical, and finish. And of course, when you're talking Steelers-Ravens, you better be physical just in general. But yeah, you're going to get the attempted cut block here, which was, I think, on Bostic, which he does a nice job of avoiding. But Vince has to avoid it his own, all while keeping eyes on the football too. Never leaving the backfield, never looking around at what's around him. He's feeling what's around him, but he's keeping vision on the football. That's critical. Helps blow up the fullback. And it goes for, I think, a gain of 1. So again, one last look at it. Vision on the football the whole way. Accelerate, finish when you know where the ball's going, and make the play. All right, next we're going to jump to Week 10 against Carolina, the Thursday night blowout victory. And a little stunt here from the linebackers, pretty common. Saw this under Dick LeBeau a lot, but same thing under Keith Butler. Pre-snap, Williams is going to slant into the A-gap. Bostic's going to scrape over the top. Sometimes they'll trade them to both hit the A-gap, but more of a scrape from Bostic. So slant into the A-gap, Bostic over the top. Now Williams does his job here fine initially, but what I like about this play is that his ability to kind of finish the play and find the football. You know, he's in the A-gap, you know, the ball's going somewhere else, you're getting these down blocks, you know the run's not coming to your side, it's going to come off the hip of the lineman here. So now he's finding the football. And it's a good thing that he did, because there's a pretty good lane here for Christian McCaffrey if Williams can't get there. Now you're getting in the third level, one-on-one with Sean Davis, who knows what happens. You know, Bostic ends up really struggling getting washed out of this play. So it's Williams' ability to do something outside of his job description, not that he didn't maintain his responsibility, he did, but whenever you got past that structure, he then found the football and made a play. And that's really high-level stuff. So you're going to shoot the A-gap, start to get washed, you're feeling the block, you know it's coming off the outside hip of the guard. So now we're going to get vision, we're going to shed, see him getting back to the football, finding it, making a good tackle on Christian McCaffrey. You know, these are the runs that turn into decent runs. I think it's just a 5-6 yard pickup, but that have the potential of being 20, 30, and possibly even a touchdown run if McCaffrey gets to an excellent back. So when we're talking about run defense, we always want to make great plays and tackles for loss and big stuffs, but you also want to prevent good runs from being great runs, and Vince Williams does that here. So one last look at it. Going to shoot the gap, gets washed. Bostic scraping over the top here, but does a poor job, gets run out pretty good. Got the puller coming around. So it's a good lane here. I mean, look at this hole right here. McCaffrey then gets stopped up by Vince Williams, and again, it stays a good run. Doesn't become a great run, and that's critical. So a really nice play from Vince Williams. Okay, jumping ahead now to Jacksonville. And again, you're seeing the discipline, the patience, and the technique in the run game. A lot going on in this play. But for Vince Williams, again, just finding the football, staying clean, and again, very important, staying square to the line of scrimmage. Reading the back here, you know, he does stay clean because basically everyone else is getting double teamed. So, I mean, that's helpful. That's how the scheme functions. Linebackers get to be free and make plays. But square down the line, scraping, playing inside out, and then meet the back of the hole. Shoulders square, eyes up, making the play. And then Chick does a nice job too. Did come in on the tackle. But, you know, that's stuff that might seem small, but you got to have that consistent technique. And you see that at Vince Williams tape all the time. And again, nice job by Chick to disengage from the tight end here. But again, just watching Williams playing clean, shoulders square, just really good technique. You know, we don't have to all make these high-level, insane highlight reel plays all the time. We got to, you know, we're going to make hopefully one or two of those a game. But you're going to have to make that consistent, that easy, quote-unquote easy play, but that coaching point play repeatedly, 20 times a game, you know? And that's what Vince Williams brings. So again, we're going to scrape. Vision on the football. Square in the hole. And then make the tackle. One last look at it, and then we'll go to our final play. And I want to show you one in coverage, too, because I don't want him to be stereotyped as just a two-down linebacker. Okay, final example. Playing the Patriots. I'm going to face empty set all the time. You know, the Patriots have killed the Steelers on this time and time again. It's what they do to most teams, but especially Pittsburgh. So you're going to defend running backs. You're going to have to defend running backs in space as well. So up at the top here, up on James White is Vince Williams. Sorry, I won't move my cursor because it gets the thing in the way. But top of the screen, one-on-one with the back. And nice job, you know, flipping his hips, turning and running, but then breaking back down at the top when the running back runs his curl, just like any receiver would. Staying right on top of him, forcing a wide throw, and the incompletion. Now, that's why you draft guys like Devin Bush, though, because these things were so common in today's NFL that you're going to be playing, you know, displaced from the tackle box, out in the formation, over number 2, over on the back, on a tight end, you know, taking a running back wide on a wheel route throughout the backfield. All that's common. Most backs can do that. Most starting backs can be that versatile player. And Vince Williams, again, I think has better coverage skills than people give him credit for. Now, I define him as an average coverage guy because I think he does his job. I think he does it well, but you're not going to get a whole lot beyond that. You're not going to get a ton of splash. A little bit, but not a ton. but I don't think he's this below average liability that people make him out to be. I think if you go through all his coverage snaps last year, and I did, you will find very few negative plays. You may not find a ton of positive plays. There aren't a ton of plays like this that exist, but you're going to find a lot of really good, just do his job, take away the throw, cover the guy well enough to dissuade the throw. And that's why I really define Williams as an average guy. And I don't mean that necessarily as a slight. I think in my sense, given the way that most people view him, it's a positive when I call him an average cover guy. But there is something there, and that's why I don't think it's going to be this immediate thing where you bring in Mark Barron, you draft Devin Bush. Obviously, those guys have pedigree and investment and draft capital, but I don't think it's a thing where Vince is going to be coming off the field right away. At least I don't think that's a guarantee. We'll see what happens. I don't know exactly how this is going to shake out, but Vince is going to be a tough guy to take off the field because there's trust in him and everything that he does: communication, run defense, pass defense. It's solid across the board. So one last look at it. We'll wrap up the video. Just like I said, wanted to bring something different without having the podcast this week. We'll be back, of course, next week, next Tuesday and next Friday. But just wanted to, look at Vince Williams a little bit more since I'd gone through his tape, kind of had the clips on the ready. But let me know your thoughts on, your opinion of Vince Williams and how you think the rotation's going to work with him, Mark Barron, and Devin Bush. As always, let me know your comments below, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Twitter, or follow me, or on Steelers Depot, or follow me on Twitter at Alex_Kozora. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you soon.